welcome to the webinar on impactful resume building for your dream job, brought to you by bitLabs today. Thank you for joining us this Saturday. Today we have with us Rupa Shetty, our director, along with Rakesh Saladi, who is also our student advisor. All right, so let's move on and let's see the learning objectives. All right, so this is something you would have already seen when you registered for the webinar. So this free webinar will show you how to build a resume that will capture the recruiter's attention within 5 to 10 seconds. It will also help you implement the exact step-by-step resume strategy to make it more recruiter friendly. All right. And we will also tell you how to be a perfect match to the job role that you want to apply for. You will also learn how to sell your skills on paper. And not only that, the final thing that we are going to offer you today will be our free resume template that you can download. And you have to refer to that when you write your own resume. All right, so now that we are done
Madhurima,
and we know what we are going to learn
Madhurima,
in
can you
this
go off?
webinar, let
Madhurima,
us go ahead and see what is bitLabs all about.
Ma'am, your voice is breaking.
Yes.
Madhurima, can you go off the video?
Yes.
Can you go
With
off
the
the
audio.
video?
Yes, Rupa, I'm off the video.
Okay, yeah. Sorry about that, folks. We will start again. Go ahead, Madhurima.
Can you guys hear me now?
It's very clear. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, great. Sorry about that, people. So yes, so let us move on to
Madhurima, your voice is again
see
breaking.
what bitLabs is all about.
Yeah, sorry about that, folks. Madhurima is just figuring out her
Hey,
connectivity.
sorry, Sushmita, let me know if this is okay. I just put off my video. Hey, sorry about that. Can you just check this again? Just change my network setup.
Yeah, this helps, Madhurima. Please continue. Can you go over this slide again?
Rupa, if you can give me just a minute. Let me change my connection.
Yes, please. Sorry about the interruption, folks. Madhurima is just changing her network, and I see a lot more participants joining in. So for the benefit of everyone, Madhurima will, go over the previous slide again. Thanks all for joining in on time. So extra points for joining on time.
Hi, all, I'm connected. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, Madhurima.
You can hear me all okay?
Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you. Sorry about that, people. So we just saw the learning objectives. Let us go ahead and see what bitLabs is really all about.
Madhurima, could you go through the slide again? We had a lot more people join in while you were reconnecting.
Oh, sure.
Thank you.
So just so you know what you're going to get out of this webinar, let me take you through the learning objectives, people. So today you will learn how to capture the recruiter's attention within 5 to 10 minutes. Okay. This webinar will also help you implement the exact step-by-step resume strategy to make it more recruiter friendly. You will also learn how to be a perfect match to the job role that you want to apply for. You will be able to sell your skills on paper. And the best part would be that we are going to offer you a free resume template that you can download and you can refer to when you want to build your own resume. All right. So this template will be sent to you as a link on your WhatsApp. So now let us talk about what is bitLabs all about. All right. So here at bitLabs, we offer a full stack developer training program for all engineering students with a 100% job guarantee. And if you want to avail a special offer, you may like to go to our website, which is www.bitlabs.in. Now, let me tell you why should you choose a training program with bitLabs. Today's engineers have the responsibility to shape the future of all our technological advancements. However, market research says that only a mere 10% of graduating engineers have the necessary skills for entry-level jobs. Now, the core idea here at bitLabs is to empower wonderful students like you with the right learning and help you guys find the jobs that you deserve and you aspire to go into. So we at bitLabs offer a program that includes software development programming, also with a comprehensive soft skills training, which will help you be ready for your interview. Okay, and the resume building workshop is a part of that soft skills training. Now, the bitLabs training program is designed to augment your college education by providing you with hands-on experience with live projects so that you get job ready. Okay, now I would recommend that you try a course before you sign up. Okay, so we will just show you the QR code, and what you can do is you can scan that, or you can take a screenshot for now. And once you are done with this webinar, you can go back and get your free trial. So I will wait on this slide for a minute so that you guys can take a screenshot of it right away. All right, now let me introduce myself to you. Sorry, we just need to stay back on the slide again. Okay, I hope all of you were able to take the screenshot. Okay, all right. In case we have time at the end of the session, we will go back to that QR slide again, okay? All right, now let me introduce you guys to myself. I am Madhurima Das, and I will be your trainer for today. So I have been a soft skills trainer for bitLabs for quite some time, and I have got 11 years of experience in soft skills training in the corporate industry. I'm also a job readiness expert and a YouTuber. All right. So on my YouTube channel, The Fairy Tale Life, I upload a lot of videos on interview preparation and building corporate skills. So if you want, you can follow me over there as well. Now, let me tell you what expectations I have from you while we are attending this session. Okay, now here is what you have to do for us. Please pay attention and participate because we are going to have 4 activities. So I want participation. I would request that you put your phones on silent mode. I hope you have already grabbed a notebook and a bottle of water to keep yourself hydrated throughout the session. Let me also give you a heads up that there wouldn't be any breaks. And if possible, just let your family members or roommates know that you will be on this call for 90 minutes so that they know not to disturb you during this time. We will also have dedicated slots for you to ask questions. So in case we are just going through the slides and you have a question, please make a note of it. And when we open the slot for the questions, you can just type those in the chat box. I would also request you to stay on mute during the webinar so that we do not have any audio hindrances. And also use the chat box to send your responses for the activities that we are conducting today. Okay, so now let us go ahead and see why we should have a thoughtfully designed resume. So as you can see from this slide, it makes it easier for the recruiter to scan through it quickly. It showcases your accomplishments. It tells the recruiter whether your profile will match the role that you have applied for or not. It should have keywords for any filtering software. It should show an effective profile snapshot or profile summary, and it should be always short. Okay, so your resume reaches the recruiter even before you meet them. So your resume may be rejected if it fails to stand out in case there is a huge flow of application for one particular job. Just imagine if you were the recruiter and you receive hundreds of applications for a particular role. What would you do? Can you call every candidate for an interview? No, right? So as a recruiter, what factors will you use to screen the resume to decide which candidates will qualify to come for the interview? So that is the reason we are saying that your resume should be recruiter friendly. And you have to market your resume in such a way that the recruiter feels that you would add value to the role and to their organization. They have to see that in your resume. So therefore, it becomes very important that you make it recruiter friendly. Okay. And if you are a fresher, it should be of 1 page. That's the ideal length. All right, let's have the first activity now. So what you have to do is identify the resume subheadings from this list that you see and tell me which ones are not mandatory for your resume. Okay, so not mandatory is the keyword here. All right, so you can see there are 7 items on this slide. So tell me which ones are not mandatory, and you can take a moment to think and then put your answers in the chat box below on your screens. Okay, so Sushmita says profile pic. Mohammed Ghori says profile pic. Okay. Oh, everybody is saying profile pic. Personal details. Okay. Sheikh says LinkedIn URL. All right. Interesting. Education. Personality traits. Dinesh also says personality traits. Objective. Harshita says LinkedIn URL. Mohammed Suhail says, I think everything is mandatory for resume. Okay. Excuse me. Career objective. Harish Kumar says LinkedIn URL. Sudhir Babu says career objective. Shravya says, oh, just move up. Shravya says LinkedIn URL. All right. Communication skills. Do we have an item of communication skills? No quota. We do not have an item on communication skills. Profile pic. All right. So thank you people for all your answers. Now let us see these items. So let me tell you that out of them, career objective, mailing address, and personality traits are not mandatory. The others are mandatory. Okay. Now I'm saying mandatory from the point of view to make your resume recruiter friendly, not what everybody does out there. Okay. So I do not want you to be somebody who is a common person. I want you to stand out. All right. So once again, out of this list, career objective, mailing address, and personality traits. Sorry. Sorry. Sorry, I just lost myself over there. So just to come back and again, highlight the answers. These are career objective, mailing address, and personality traits. So these are the three items which are not required on your resume. And I see a lot of people putting these things. Now, you will ask me, Madhurima, then what do I put? All right. So let us go to the next slide. And let me tell you what you should have on your resume. All right. So the structure of your resume is the key, and I will tell you how should you. Can we be on mute, please? Thank you. All right. So we should have a certain flow on our resume. All right. And the order should be as follows. So we should start with a professional profile picture. So a lot of us in this webinar said a profile picture is not mandatory. I'm going to tell you in a while why all the items that you see on this slide are mandatory. Okay. So Pavan is saying, can you mute the mic? So I'm not sure who, okay, I think it was for the person whose mic was unmuted. All right. Thank you, Pavan, for that. All right. So we should always have the profile picture first. Then we should have our contact details. We should have a profile summary or a profile snapshot, followed by if you have any internship details to showcase, if you have any achievements or any certifications, you can put that next. Your educational details also should be put after that. So somebody during the activity said, we do not require educational details. So let me just tell you all that we do need, and we have to keep our personal details towards the end. And it is the same with the extracurricular activities and hobbies. So a lot of you were actually able to identify that career objective should not be there in the activity. So good job on that. And I also remember that somebody said personality traits should not be there. So good job. And if you have participated but your answer was not correct, that is okay. And that's the reason you're attending this webinar. And I'm so happy that so many of you came to the chat box and typed your answer. So very good job on that. You're on the right track. If you want to learn and develop your skills, you are on the right track. Okay. So, so now that we are good with the structure, let me also tell you that the top half of the resume is extremely valuable real estate space. All right. So that's the reason we have to utilize this space by placing your professional picture, your contact details, and your profile summary, along with any internship details, achievements, or certification that you may have. All right. And also, if you look at the structure and the flow, we have to follow the reverse chronological order. What this means is that the latest event should be documented first. All right. Now, let me quickly show you how a good resume is structured. So Rupa, if you can go to the file which says activity 4.
From Madhurima.
Yeah, thank you for zooming in that. Okay, so can you see that the top half of the resume showcases the profile picture, name, contact detail, profile summary, and achievements? So this is how your resume should look like. Okay, because even when you would like to take a look at somebody else's resume, what would you see first? We'll start with the top, right? So that's the reason you maximize this space and showcase all that you have to show over here. Thank you, Rupa. We can get back to the next slide and tell our wonderful audience over here what is the importance of profile picture. Okay, now I understand a lot of you said during the first activity that a profile picture is not required. Now, let me tell you why it is required. Okay. Uh, you can always have a profile picture in your resume because it helps create the first impression, and it also adds credibility even before your interview, because the recruiter would first see your resume and then they may see you if you are selected for the interview. Okay, so it just adds your name, your face to the name. All right, so that is why it is important you have a profile picture. All right, and not having a profile picture was a trend 10 years ago when I used to sit and apply for jobs and I was a fresher. All right, but in today's world, uh, also because taking pictures are no longer very difficult, and in today's world people are more visual, recruiters are more visual, so you need to showcase your profile picture over there. Now, now you will ask me, Madhurima, how do I take a profile picture? Or, what do I have to think about when I am taking my profile picture? Okay. So first of all, it has to be a headshot. Okay. Now, what is a headshot? When you take a picture just with your face maximum up to your elbows, that is the headshot. All right. And there is no need to look too serious. You can always smile appropriately. Now, what is smiling appropriately? You should not smile too much or too less. Like, you should not look very serious and you should not look like you are, a happy go lucky person. Okay. So that is what I mean by saying appropriately. Now, coming to your attire in the picture, of course, you have to wear something professional to show the recruiter that you have it in you. Okay. And don't try to take a selfie. Okay. I know you might be having a wonderful selfie camera, but don't take that yourself, because this is going to create an impression on the recruiter. So what do you do then? You can just ask a friend or a family member to click it for you. And you can also change the background to white with an app. Okay. uh, so we have a lot of free apps. You can check them on the on Play Store, or if you also want to check them on the web, I know one which is called Remove Background. It is free. So you just have to upload your picture over there and you can select the color of the background, so you can select white and then download it for free as well. All right. You must also have a photograph which is bright and clear, and you must pose smartly and confidently. Stand or sit straight. uh, the picture should not be looking dark. You should be facing the light when you are taking that picture. All right. All right, now the next big thing to go on the top half of your resume are your contact details. Now, what you mention on your contact details, so you should only mention the items that are shown over here, which are phone number, location, email address, and your LinkedIn URL. Okay. Now, let us go through each one of them. You should definitely have a phone number because the recruiter should be able to get in touch with you. All right. And I see a lot of people including their full address on their resume. Don't do that. That's a breach of your privacy. All right. Also, from the recruiter's standpoint, they do not need to know your full address. You can provide your full address once you are onboarded, and you have to fill out your documentation. Okay. Other than that, location would mean your town and state. Okay. So let's say if you are from Hyderabad, you can say Hyderabad, Telangana, or Kakinada, Telangana, Bangalore, Karnataka. You have to just mention your location from this perspective. Okay. Uh, a lot of us also do not have a LinkedIn profile. Okay, so forget about mentioning the LinkedIn URL, but many of us do not have a LinkedIn profile. So if you also do not have a LinkedIn profile, then please create that and mention that URL on your resume. Why? Because your LinkedIn profile will talk a lot about your community you follow on LinkedIn and the activities that you do there. The pictures or the post you like, the comments that you may place on other people's post. So that can add value to your resume if you do these things correctly. All right. So have your LinkedIn profile updated and mention the URL on your resume. Okay. And of course, you should mention your email address. Now, your email address should also look professional. It shouldn't be something like I am crazy at gmail.com. All right. So ensure that, let me give you an example. So if my name is Madhurima Das, a good email address for me would be madhurima.das@gmail.com. If this domain is already taken, you can maybe try Madhurima Das underscore Das 1, 2, or you can add a number at the end. Okay. Now, the next item to acquire top spot in, to acquire spot in the top half section of your resume will be your profile summary. Now, what you see here is a career objective and not profile summary. Okay. I see a lot of people making the mistake of having an objective instead of a summary. Why should we have a profile summary and not a career objective? Okay, so let me answer this. So having career objective as a subheading on your resume is backdated, and no recruiter is interested to know what you want, but they are interested to know how you can bring value to their company. So a profile summary that you write should tell the recruiter in short about your overall education and career. Okay, so if you look at this example, it says, okay, blah, 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 to build a career in a growing organization where I can get the opportunities, prove my abilities, fulfill the organization goal, climb the ladder. So this is more of I than how I can bring value to the company. Okay. So now you will ask me, Madhurima, I don't know, then how do I create a profile summary wherein I can show the recruiter that I'm bringing value? Okay. So you have to be very specific because remember, this is an important real estate that you are using. So you have to maximize and showcase your potential over here. Now, this is an example over here. I have got three of them. So let's say if you have an internship, all right. So mention that in the profile summary. Also mention your degree, your GPA along with that. Okay. So if you look at the first point, the first example, it says BTech in computer engineering. So mention your degree and the stream along with your GPA, and then also mention 2-month internship in Java programming. Okay. So you're also mentioning what your internship was all about. Okay, you will not mention too much details about your internship over here. We will do that later. We'll see that later. Okay, so if you have had an internship, then how do you showcase that? We'll see that later. Now, some of you will tell me, Madhurima, but I have never had an internship. What do I do? So you can still sell your skills on this in this section of profile summary. Okay, so if you see the second one and the third one, it is about people who do not have an internship. Okay, so BTech in computer engineering. So again, you're telling your degree and the stream and your GPA, and you can just mention something that you are very good at. Okay, so here I have, as an example, I've just mentioned along with fundamental skills on coding and programming, because coding and programming would be something related to computer engineering. Okay, so whatever value or sorry, whatever skills you are mentioning, it has to tie back to your degree and the stream. Okay. Now, coming to the third example. So I have just taken another stream, which is electronics and communication. And some of you might have a BE degree instead of a BTech. So you can mention that, mention your GPA. And again, if you see digital and analog circuits designing is something which ties up with electronics and communication. Okay. So whatever fundamental skills you're mentioning should tie up with your stream. Okay, now let's do some practice. It's time for the next activity, activity number 2. Now, all you have to do is attempt to write your profile summary in the chat box from what you have learned just now. I'll give you a minute for that. You can take a minute to think and then start typing that. I do not see anybody typing. Am I audible? Rupa, am I audible?
Yeah, ma'am, you are audible.
Okay, okay. So it looks like you guys are still thinking. Okay.
You may want to show an example or go to the previous slide.
Sure.
Just so they can see an example.
Good suggestion. So people, all you have to do is mention your degree. Okay, so okay, I have a few answers over here. So Shavya asked, is it useful only for engineering students or any others? Any other stream, you can, if you have any other stream of study, you can still follow the same formula. I have an answer from Hiragonda. He says, BE Electronics and Communication Engineering with a GPA of 9.8. Wow. Along with fundamental skills on C programming and embedded system. Excellent, Yaragonda. Wonderful. You nailed it. Sai says, what can we mention if the skills we have, if the skills we are having is not related to the degree? Very good point, Sai. So if you're looking for a job which is related to your degree, then the skills should be related to the degree as well. So are you saying, I'm not sure if you're saying you have a degree in something else and you're applying. So the question that you're asking will apply when your degree is in some other stream and you're applying for a job in some other profile. Okay, but if I mean here we are considering that if you are a BTech or a BE, you are applying for a job role in the same field. So definitely, I mean, I understand, Sai, that right away your skills might not just come up and pop up into your head. You may like to go back and think, what skills have you learned from your degree? Okay, you would have learned something that you can put up over here. So I would say just do that. Sushmita says BTech in computer engineering with a GPA in X point X, okay, along with a 1 month internship in Python programming. Wonderful, Sushmita. Mohammed Ghori says pursuing BE engineering. sorry, I'm so sorry, B in electrical and electronics engineering with a current GPA of 9.0 alongside programming languages. Okay, C and C++. Okay, this is also wonderful. So, Mohammed, I understand that you might be still pursuing your degree. That's why you have written the word pursuing. So, yeah, that is good. Sardar Singh says BTech in computer science engineering with GPA of 7.0 along with fundamental skills on web development. Good. Gunturu says BTech in computer science engineering with GPA of 8.5 along with fundamental skill on C programming. Wonderful, Gunturu. Good job. Saudamani says BTech in computer science engineering with a GPA of 8.9 along with fundamental skills on Python, coding, and C programming. Wonderful. You guys like nailed it. Very good. We have Manohar, who has a BSc in biotechnology with a GPA of 9.0 along with a 3-month internship in plant biotechnology. Okay, this is good as well. So I'll just quickly read the remaining quietly and tell you if it is right. Sneha, good. Sharif, you just need to mention some kind of foundational skills. Fundamental skills. Sai Siva, good to go. Santoshi, good. There are like one person with 4 stars. That is also good. A creative and quick thinking individual. Okay, creative and quick thinking individual, you can not retain that because again, that would come under personality traits and we do not want to mention that in our resume summary. Harshita, you're good. Venkata, good. Shubham, good. Kakollu, good. Rakesh, can you make a note of this question, please? So Sudhir Babu asks, one doubt,
Yes,
ma'am, how?
yes, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, great, great. So we
Sudhir
will.
is asking one doubt, ma'am, like how we make our resume if our aggregate percentage is below 70%.
Okay, so I will answer that question, Sudhir, in the question answer session. So we will park that for now. There is another question from Mohammed Ghori.
Yeah. Should we mention
So this one
pursuing
I can.
we have not completed engineering?
Right. So this one we can answer right away because it is a question related to profile summary. Yes, Mohammed, I saw your profile summary that you mentioned in the chat box. You can mention pursuing because if you have not completed engineering, how can you write that, right? That would be falsification. So good, correct. You're on track. Sai, good. Manisha, good. Dinesh, good. Okay, so yeah, we have a suggestion here from Rupa. So if you want to mention the name of the company that you did an internship with, that is also acceptable, and yeah, that would be good as well. All right, great. So I have gone through all of them. Okay, Mahesh, yours is also. Uh-oh, just went up. Yeah, Mahesh, you may like to add any fundamental skills. Okay. Akhil, you are good. All right, I think we have covered all the messages. So thank you so much for this wonderful response on the second activity. So, you know, your responses show that you really want to learn, and it is so motivating to see that you are enjoying this webinar and you are also getting value. And within a few minutes, I think we have just finished for the first 40 minutes of this webinar. So within the 40 minutes, you have learned how to write your profile summary. Isn't that just wonderful? Good job, guys. We will now open the slot for you to type your questions in the chat box. So Rakesh, what was that question again, if you can help me? There was a question that we parked, right?
Sudhir.
The question, the question
Hello.
was what
Yeah.
happens, how to represent if my GPA is less than 70%, I think.
Okay. Yeah. Correct. Thank you, Sridhar, for reminding. Okay, so if you have scored lesser than 70%, then you can write the class instead of GPA. So let's say you have scored 60%. So I think that would still come under first division or first class. So you can mention your class.
Yeah.
So
One more question, Madhurima from Inzamam. Should we mention pursuing if we have not yet completed engineering?
yeah, you should mention pursuing.
Yes. Yeah.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
what to do if no GPA? University is providing percentage.
You can write the percentage, or you can mention if it is first class, second class.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, Inzamam, sorry, Muhammad Ghori is asking, ma'am, for freshers, it is recommended that we shouldn't show our profile picture as seen by the various templates. Hmm, I wonder why. Even if you're a fresher, you can have a professional photo, right? And if you're a fresher and if you do not show your profile pic, then the recruiter will know, oh, he's a fresher or she's a fresher. But if you're a fresher and you put your profile on your profile picture on your resume, think what will happen. The recruiter will feel like, oh my god, so Muhammad Ghori is a fresher, but he has still confidently gone ahead and put his profile picture on the resume, so he must be very confident. Let me call him for the interview, right? So your profile picture always would create a good impression on recruiters. Okay, so always ensure that you have a professional profile picture. Rakesh, do we have any more questions? I cannot see any more
No,
here.
Madhurima. No, Madhurima, not yet.
Okay. So wonderful questions shown, typed by you people. Really enjoyed answering them. I think we have one more which has just come up. Shall we include online courses in education? And will they be valued with respect to the internship? Like, there are many online internships, and since it is pandemic, so will they be play the same role as that of offline internships? Okay, so very good question, Mohammed. I'm so happy you're asking this only shows you're very interested, and I thank you so much for your participation. Okay, so yes, you can mention the online courses, but I would suggest not to put that under your profile summary section. You can put it under your certifications or under your educational details if you have like got a degree or a certificate from them. So I am going to show you what things you are going to mention under certifications, and we will come to that slide a little later. Yeah, so you say like sources like Udemy, Coursera, and others because net search prohibits them. Hmm. uh, uh, like you mean to say, if you write these keywords on your resume, the software which uh, shortlists the resume will block them. Okay, so in that case, what you can do, Muhammad, is you may not like to write Udemy and Coursera, but you can say, okay, I did this course, I did the certification. Okay, and maybe when you go to your interview, then you can say that you did the certification or course from Udemy and Coursera. Okay, if you think that these keywords may be blocked by the software, but I haven't heard that like these keywords are blocked, so you may like to go back and check that too. But very good questions from you, Mohammed. I'm really enjoying the questions that all of you are typing up over here. Wonderful. All right, so now let us move to the second part of this webinar, where we will learn more about showcasing your internship achievements and certifications that Muhammad Ghori was just asking us about. So it's wonderful that we just have it in the next slide. Okay, now we will do this one by one. Okay, so in case you have an internship detail to showcase, Okay, so that will be the next section in your resume. Now, as you can see from the first example, that it is not the right way of putting your internship details on your resume. Okay, why? It just says have 2 months of internship in ABC company. Okay, but the recruiter will, think, so what did you do there? Okay, because this, just the tenure of the internship and the company's name would not be good enough. But this line is good enough to go to your profile summary. Okay, but because you are putting your internship details in the next section, it should be more detailed. Okay, so we have an example over here. If you can look at the second one, this is how you should mention your internship. So worked as an intern in the implementation, worked as an intern in implementation of different types of design patterns along the lines of the OOPS concept in ABC company for 2 months. Now, do not worry too much about what is this OOPS concept and what is this design patterns if you're not from this field. This is just for an example. Okay, so you must write a very short or a brief about what you did in that internship. So this is just an example. You will have to replace these words with what you have done. Now, if you did not have a chance to do an internship, then let us go to the next slide and see how you can display your achievements. So in your achievement section, mention things that the recruiter would be interested in terms of your technical and behavioral skills. Okay, like some highlights from your college project. Something vague like event leader is incomplete information. Whereas if you look at the third example, led the college project team to finalize a coding program that helps hospitals with their inventory, this is going to be an achievement. Okay, because if you just say event leader, if you just say volunteer work, uh, these are very vague. And also volunteer work should not come under achievements. You can mention that under extracurricular activities. We will see this section of extracurricular activities in a short while. Okay, so and the other example is if you have won anything, any competition, like it says won district level debate competition in 2019, that would be good. So you have to mention like you see over here, debate competition, or if it was an art competition, or maybe a basketball match that you won, that you led the team on, you can mention all that over here. All right. Now, if you have any certification, so Mohammed, you had this question. So in case you have any certification, you can write achievements. You can write certifications as a header and mention that over here. Now, the top half of the resume is done. Okay. So again, just to summarize, the top half will occupy your profile picture, your contact details, your profile summary, and your internship details or any achievement that you may have. Now, once we are done with the top half, let us see how you may like to utilize the bottom half or the main body of the resume. All right. So you will have to start with your educational details. Now, as you can see from this screenshot over here, education details should not be written in paragraphs, as it makes it hard for the recruiter to read, as shown here. Okay. Now, all the details that you mentioned in your education section should be available to the recruiter at a single glance. Now, over here, if you see, if I'm a recruiter and I have always seen candidates with a percentage or a GPA, in the screenshot, you can see that somewhere it is what you see is a GPA, somewhere you have a percentage, somewhere you again have a GPA. So you either mention your GPA or your percentage. Okay, and if you also can see, the font is different. Okay, so this is a very important thing. If you should always maintain the same size and type of font. If you're using Calibri 10, use that throughout your resume. If you're using Times New Roman or Verdana, you have to use that throughout your resume. Please don't keep changing it. You may like to bold or underline the subheadings and keep a bigger font for them. Okay. Now you may be thinking, so Madhurima, then how do I showcase my educational details? Now let us look at the next slide and I will tell you how exactly it should appear. So this is how you should showcase your educational details. So you make a table, all right? Mention the year of passing. A lot of people mention the duration of the degree. Okay, so in the last slide we did see, Rupa, if you can please go back to the last slide. Thank you, Rupa. So you can see for the first, second, and third, the duration is mentioned. So what will the recruiter do with the duration? If you're showcasing your work experience, a job that you did, then this is fine. Okay, you should mention the duration. Otherwise, thank you, Rupa, for going to the next slide. Otherwise, just the year of passing is good enough for the recruiter. See, the idea here is to remove all of the extra information that would not make sense to the recruiter. Okay. So year of passing, degree, board, institute, GPA or percentage, whatever you have, should be portrayed in a tabular format as given over here. This makes it easy on the eyes of the recruiter. So they can just take one glance and know the information instead of reading through the paragraphs. So if they have to scan 100 resumes and they come to your resume, they'll be like, oh, thank God, this guy is so organized or this girl is so organized. Okay, so give them, make it easier for them so that they can select you for the interview. Okay, now let us see how you should mention any extracurricular activities or hobbies. All right, now I have interviewed many people, many freshers, even experienced candidates, and I have gone through a lot of their resumes. So most of us, we like to say watching TV, playing cricket, listening to music, cooking. So how do you think this will bring value to the recruiter? It will not. So don't mention these things. Now, what should you mention? You should mention something very specific that you have been doing. Okay, I'm sure you guys are so wonderful people, so energetic. You guys are like participating in the activities, asking me such wonderful questions. I'm sure you would have some feathers on your hat. Okay, put it over here. So if you're a sports person, you can mention that. So as a state level basketball player, have represented my state for more than 7 times in different tournaments. Let's say you are a music lover and you're taking a course on music, you can mention it as shown over here. If you are a traveler, write a little bit more about that, like how you see it over here, have visited 8 Indian cities in the last 2 years. If you were lucky enough to visit cities in abroad, please go ahead and mention them as well. All right, and then reading thriller novels. So a lot of us mention just reading. Okay, so you can write, what do you read? Do you like to read books on world history, books on politics, books on self-development, novels, thriller novels? That would be good. Please don't write reading comics. Okay, so that can be your hobby. I am respecting that, but it should always add value to your resume. Okay, so that is the key factor. Now, let us move on to the next slide and see how you would need to showcase your personal details. So I remember when we were doing the first activity, somebody said that we do not have, okay, Sushmita is saying, I have won a singing competition in 6th grade. How should I mention that, ma'am? Okay, a wonderful question, Sushmita. So if you have won something way back in time, like when you were in the 6th grade, instead of mentioning that, mention something that you have achieved in the last maybe 2 to 3 years. Okay, because that will be more relevant. I'm so glad you asked this question, because yes, duration is also important. If so for the recruiter, if you have achieved something when you were little, might not be that valuable. If you mention something that you have done recently, that would add value. Okay, so now let us see what kind of personal details you should mention. You should mention your family background, So now what should you mention about your family background? You should not mention your mother's and father's name. That is not required. So I have recently gone through a lot of resumes, uh, and these were the resumes of freshers where they have mentioned their mother's name and father's name. Instead of that, you can mention their occupation. Okay, so you can say father does a government job in such and such branch or department, and mother is a doctor, mother is a teacher, mother is an engineer, housewife, whatever. Okay. If you are married, you can mention what your spouse does. Okay, so mention their occupation as well. Date of birth is very important because sometimes the recruiters may like to know your age. Of course, marital status, unmarried, married, you may like to put that. And language is known. So language is known is very important. So if you're applying for a job in Telangana or in Andhra Pradesh, if you say that you know Telugu, that will definitely add value to your resume. Okay. Of course, mention that you know English, Hindi, I mean, any other language that you may know, mention that. And yes, I'm sure if you're attending a webinar in English, you would know English. Please mention English as your language known as well. All right, so we will now open the next slot for our questions. And Rakesh, if you would like to help me.
Yeah, no more questions, Madhurima, after now.
Okay. I think I have somebody who says, okay, so it is Sushmita who says.
Yeah, I think it's a personalized message for you.
Okay. Oh, yes. Okay, it was just sent to me. Okay, thanks, Sushmita. Yeah. So, ma'am, I have one more. In 10th grade, I have even won a silver medal in biotech Olympiad. Then what about that? Yes. So, Sushmita, if you're applying a job in the biotech field, you can definitely mention that. Yaragonda says, please go through the previous slide, ma'am. So, Rupa, would you like to display the previous slide? Which one did you want, Yaragonda? Did you want the extracurricular activities one? Okay, you got it. Great. Come on, people, the forum is open to your questions. Please shoot. You have been such a wonderful audience. I'm like enjoying my Saturday today. So you can maybe think for a minute. I'll give you some time. Because after the session, you will have to download the resume and make your own resume, right? That's the whole idea of this webinar. Let me have some water in the meantime.
Madhurima, there is a question from Inzama.
Mhm.
He is asking, internship should be included in the experience or education?
That's a wonderful question, Inzama. So it should have its own special space in the resume. So we'll have to make a separate subheading and say internship details and mention under that. So the answer to your question, Enzamam, would be it would neither be under experience or education. If you have had an internship, that would be so special. It should occupy or have its own special place. Very good question. Rakesh, thank you so much for helping me with them, with the questions.
But I have only one till now. So shall I also mention online courses along with it? So to fill the gap, he's asking again.
Okay, great follow-up question, Insamam. So if you have only one internship, that's okay. Mention that. Online courses, mention those under the certification section. Okay, because remember, internship details would come in your top half, and that is the most valuable real estate. So you wouldn't want to club them up with some online courses. Because see, for the recruiter, if you have done an online course, that might not matter to them, but what you have learned from the online course would matter. And if I were to tell you that the quality of learning you would get from an online course and the internship, out of these two, the learning from the internship would be more valuable to the recruiter, because that will be practical, and the other one, which is just the online course, would be theoretical. Okay, so please understand this difference. So they would want to know what practical skills you have that you can apply. So that is why in the profile summary section I have written that mention your fundamental skills, something that you're good at.
Madhurima,
Yeah, there is one more question, Madhurima, from Vishnu. Ma'am, I am from mechanical and did my internship in core side. I think he wants to ask like whether he needs to mention that internship in the educational fields or in the certifications field, I think.
Madhurima, before you answer that, can you combine it with Manohar's question? Because he is trying to apply for internships. And he is asking, how should I modify my resume related to applying for internships?
Okay, great. So Manohar, the formula or the structure would be the same. So when you're applying for an internship, and if let's say you have had a chance to go through previous internships, so you can mention your previous internships, or just stick to your profile summary, achievements, and your education. And if in case you have done any college projects, so if you are applying for an internship for the first time, you may not have any experience, right? So if you have, I'm sure you would have done some project in the college, so you can mention what skills you learned from there and what the project was all about.
Yeah, Sudhir Babu is asking if we mention plenty of certificates in our resume, how recruiters take these?
What of certificates? Plenty of certificates.
Maybe he did plenty of certifications, I think. So he wants to mention all these in his resume. So he's asking what recruiters will feel if they see these many certifications in the resume. So I
Okay.
think he needs to put only some certifications which give importance.
Sorry, who asked this question again?
Sudhir Babu.
Sudhir Babu. So wonderful question, Sudhir. So if you, let's say if you have more than 5 certifications, okay, I would say put those which are related to the job you're applying for. Okay. If you think all the 5 are relevant to the job, put all the 5. But the recruiter would like to know, would be more interested in not what certificates you have, but what you have learned from those certifications. So if you can, so if you're writing about certifications in the interview, be prepared to answer questions that they may have about it, like what did you learn. So you say that you have this and this certificate, so do you know this programming or that programming? So be ready to answer them.
Yeah, Gopi Chand is asking in achievement section, if a person have more than 5 achievements, what will be the preference and limit of it?
Excellent. Wow, you guys are like rock stars. Okay, so if you have more than 5 achievements, filter to see which are at least 3 which are more impactful, and maybe which are more aligned to the job you are applying for. Okay, if you think
Yeah.
all the 5 are relevant to the job, write all 5. Showcase, beat your drums.
And Saujanya is asking, ma'am, can we mention social service internship in resume?
Social service internship, you can put that under your extracurricular activities. Okay, and please mention the details of what social service you exactly do. So did you like tie up with a non-profit organization, and did you give food to the poor people during COVID, something like that? So provide details.
Yeah, Inzamam came with
Madhurima,
other question. He's asking, is that true that resume size like 1 page for the freshers and 2 to 3 pages for the experienced candidates?
Great. Rupa, you were saying something.
No worries. Vishnu Surya Sairam had asked this question. He is, it's interesting because he has done his mechanical engineering, but is keen in applying for software. So he's done his internship in a core mechanical company. So I have advised him to, mention the internship in course site, but also mention that he is skilled in certain software courses that he has taken.
Absolutely. Bang on, Rupa.
Mhm.
That
He had
that is
asked if
correct.
he had not answered, so I just messaged him.
Oh, thank you, Rupa, for taking care of that. Rakesh, I'm so sorry. I'll just answer Ghori's question now.
Yes.
So his question is, what should be the resume size? So
Yes.
yes, for freshers, please don't exceed one page, more than one page, because if you're writing things which is going beyond one page, chances are that you are writing things that might not be relevant. Okay, and you can go and writing, but the uh, recruiter would only try to look what is the crux or what is the core skills that you have. Okay, so that's why I'm mentioning have only one page, and yes, for experienced candidates it can go to 2 to 3 pages. I have like over 11 years of experience. I have only a 3-page resume.
Sushmita is asking, ma'am, I have done a paid intern. I mean, we paid and then we get the internship training. So how should I mention the role I played?
So you will mention it in the similar way like how you would mention any other internship detail. Just don't say that it was a paid thing. Maybe in the interview when you go and they ask you was it paid, unpaid, then you can mention. Otherwise there is no need to mention whether it was paid or not paid, because even if it was paid, you would still learn something, right? So you would just write what you did in that internship, like how we saw in the example. Good
Hey,
question.
hey, Madhurima, I'm going to ask one question on behalf of everybody attending. Um, a lot of the BTech students actually do a project in final year. And I guess it's a two-part question. One is, where does that go in the resume? And the second part of the question is, if the project is not related to the job I'm applying, then do I put it? Do I not put it?
Okay. Very good. Thank you for that question, Sridhar. And I'm sure that our audience would benefit from that. So if you have done a college project, and I'm sure most of you would, and if it is relevant to the role you're applying for, mention it under achievements, or you can also have a project header, a project subheading, and you can mention whatever you have done in that project. Okay. Now, if it is not relevant to the role, then you may like to skip it and keep it under any extracurricular activities that you may like to showcase.
Yeah, Manisha is asking, ma'am, I had published a journal of advanced research paper related to my ECE subject, but I am 2019 graduated student, and now I am preparing for software side. So is really worth it, and can I add this point in the resume?
So the job that you're looking for right now is not relevant to the paper you published. So do not mention it under your achievement section, but you can definitely keep it under your extracurricular activities, because if you have gone ahead and published a journal, that is wonderful. Please showcase that. Or you can also mention this under your achievement section, because I mean, though it is not related to the role, I would still say that you should still mention it under your achievements, because publishing a journal is not something that I see freshers do quite often. So I would like to deviate from the norm that I suggest, and you can go ahead and put this under the achievement section, Manisha, because
Yeah.
this is something outstanding that you have done.
Well done,
So
Manisha.
Ananya got a question, Madhurima. She's asking, she got some certifications in NSS and other activities, and she's asking where to put these certifications, like under which wing?
Right. So who asked this question?
Ananya.
Ananya. Okay. Ananya, even I was in NSS. So wonderful. So you mentioned that in your extracurricular activities. But in case if you have won any award, then it will go under achievements.
Yeah, okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Welcome. Good job, Ananya. So can we move to the next activity, or Rakesh, do we have any more questions that we have not yet
No more
answered?
questions, Madhurima, till now. Yeah.
Okay. Audience, you're doing a wonderful job. I really loved answering those questions. Now, let us move to the next activity. So, what Rupa will now do is she will display a resume sample, and you will have to tell me what errors you can find. Please type those errors in the chat box, and you will have 5 minutes to do this, and I can have another 5 minutes to correct your answers. So Rupa, we can bring up the resume sample. The file name is resume sample activity 3. And if you can zoom out and show both the pages all together, it would be wonderful. Rupa, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, sure. Please take your time.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Madhurima, Saujanya is asking, ma'am, one of my senior suggested me that we should not mention these paid internships in the resume. So,
Yeah, so correct.
is that right?
Saujanya, correct. Don't mention the word paid. And don't tell in the interview that it was paid resume proactively. Sorry, it was a paid internship proactively until you are asked. If you're asked, be honest. Tell them it was a paid internship. But that doesn't take away the experience and the knowledge and the skills that you have learned there, Saujanya. That was Saujanya Rakesh, right?
Yes, Madhurima.
Okay. Wonderful, Saujanya, that you are also bringing up things that you have been advised by others. Rupa, can we have this zoomed out a little bit, and so that the audience can see both the pages?
Sure.
So, people, if you can just start typing with the errors that you see in this resume in the chat box, that would be wonderful. Just a time check. We have Rakesh. Do we have 15 more minutes to go?
Yes, Madhurima.
Okay. So we have this one and another activity, just to keep you guys posted. Okay. So we have both the pages of this resume. If you can please drop a chat and tell me which are the errors over here. Okay, Yaragonda is saying replace profile summary with the career objective. Yeah, career objective is not necessary. Duration is written for the academic profile, so you just have to mention the year of passing. Manisha says it is not aligned properly. Wonderful observation, Manisha. Technical skills should be clear. Yeah. There is no need to mention the board or university. You should mention the board and university, Saudamani. Good job that you are clarifying your doubt over here, Saudamani. Parents' name, yes, Gunturu. Parents' name, we don't require that. Profile photo is missing. Sardar Singh says. Career objective, yes, wonderful. Santoshi says, ma'am, we have to just replace objective with profile summary. Wonderful. You learned a lot today from this 1.5 hours webinar. Using of blanket statements like event leader, Muhammad. Okay, yeah. So if as we said earlier, mention what did you lead the event in, okay? Parents name not necessary. Full address is not required. Wonderful. So is that Janela or Ginela? I hope I'm pronouncing correctly, or I can just call you Vaishnavi. Yes, correct. Full. Don't mention your full address because your resume may go on Naukri. You may like to attach it on LinkedIn, so you do not want people to have full access to your resume. Sorry, full access to your address. Okay, and in case you can also uh, choose the privacy of them not seeing your phone number. So on Naukri and LinkedIn, you can check these options. LinkedIn URL is missing. Gunturu Saujanya says, yes, correct. Declaration, yeah, we don't need a declaration. Of course, you are required to provide everything truthfully, so you do not need to say that at the end. Wonderful observation, Muhammad. Full address is not required. Tech GPA isn't mentioned. Yeah, correct. So as you can see, the GPA of the first or the latest degree is not mentioned. Okay, and you can also see that suddenly the font inside of the table is all capital. Why? We don't need that. Okay. Personality traits, yes, not required. Extracurricular activities must be mentioned as well. Yeah. So she has mentioned extracurricular activities, but again, it has to be mentioned in a little bit more detail than what we have over here. Gender, yes, gender is not required. Name should be written in bigger font, yes, at the start of the resume. Very good point, Manohar. So, and again, the name is also written on the second page, which is not required. You are just wasting space. Mail ID should be with our name. Yes. So mail ID is there with the name already. It is okay if it is in the second line. Date of birth, nationality. Date of birth, yes, please mention. Nationality not required.
Yes.
Oh, sure. Then I just put abc at 123.com because I did not want to reveal anybody's email address for privacy. Uh,
But it's an appropriate feedback that it should be something related to your name and
Correct.
not some random letters when you put the resume there. Yep.
Correct. Absolutely. A very good observation over there about that. Yeah. I think the comment I wrote was about the alignment. So yeah, thank you, Sridhar, for helping me with that. And this is just as an example. So I mean, I did not want it to show anybody else's email address, but yes, correct job in pointing that out. It has to be a professional one. In hobbies, they mentioned writing, but that is not a clear specification. Yeah. So writing what? Do you like write and publish stories? Do you write blogs? If you write a blog, mention the blog. That could go under your extracurricular activity. Also, ma'am, I forgot to ask one more thing that I have seen so many resumes at the last of the page. They put signature. It is really required. No, it is not required. Uh, Hobbies. We just have 10 more minutes, so I'm just gonna skip through this. Ma'am, is it correct to keep heading as resume? Wonderful, Vaishnavi. No, so we should not have that heading because recruiters know it's a resume. Wonderful point. I'm so glad you asked that. Okay, so all right, so we are done. Thank you so much, team. Thank you so much, audience, and giving me such a wonderful response in the chat box. Thank you so much. And we will now move to the next activity. So Rupa, if you can bring up another file which says sample resume activity 4. So in the next resume, people, what you have to do is take a look at the sample resume and tell me what points make this an impactful resume, and you can type this in your chat box. Rupa, if you can zoom out a little bit so that the audience has full view of the entire page, that would be wonderful. Ma'am, is it required to mention our full surname? Yes, please mention your full name. So what you now have to do is, guys, you have to make, you have to write the good points of this resume. What makes this resume outstanding or impactful? Rakesh, are you able to see responses in the chat box? I'm unable to see that.
Yes, yes. Santoshi is asking, please suggest some resume building websites.
Oh, I would suggest please attend bitLabs' webinar that we are conducting. Pay attention. Also download the bitLabs resume template and then build your resume accordingly. Because we are the best in the industry when it comes to suggesting how your resume should be. Link, please. So Sheikh, you will receive the link in the WhatsApp group. Okay, Shravya says it's correct one, I think, ma'am. Ma'am, can we find any? Oh, I just answered this. Please display the correct one, Shravya. If you're talking about the link, you will get it in the WhatsApp chat once you are done with the webinar. So guys, if you can tell me points, like how you were telling me points uh, about the resume that we saw earlier. Can you tell me what points are good in this resume? Please display the correct resume. We are displaying the correct resume, people. Okay, so Shravya, yeah. So correct answer, Shravya. So we have a profile summary instead of objectives. Yeah. Saudamani, correct. We have profile summary. We have achievements. Resume format is good, Manisha says. Yes. So if you can see, the font is uniform and the font size is also uniform. Correct. Display of academic background. Yes. So the academic background has been displayed as a table. So looking at the page as a recruiter, it is very easy on the eyes. Photo is professional and it is good. Yeah. Good job in identifying that. Extracurricular activities are improvised. Yes. So if you can see, it's a full sentence that shows up under the extracurricular activities instead of just one or two words. Academic details are clear and simple. Yes, Bhargavi. Manisha says relevant information, experience, skills. Yeah. Yaragonda says what he has to write if we are still pursuing BE degree. So you can just write pursuing BTech, BE degree in whatever stream. Is it compulsory to add photo? Santoshi asks. Yes. Please add your photo. Please, Santoshi, please have your professional picture clicked by the end of this week and put it on your resume. This is very, very important. Location is clear without full address. Yes. So we have the location as Bangalore, Karnataka. It is well aligned. Yes, it is. Should we display the headers like in a decent but like a little stylish, like a colored box around it? Yes, you can. Now, when you're using colors, please be mindful of what colors you're using. I would request that you stick to shades of blue and gray. Please do not have like a red color over there for the headers, okay? Good question, Mohammed. Mentioned father's occupation rather than the name. Okay, very good point. Is it not necessary to share the project? Yes. So if you have a project, you can share that. All right, so we have 6 more minutes and we do not have any more responses. So Rupa, we may like to go to the next slide, which is bonus tips on networking. Let me grab some water in the meantime. So we are done with this activity. Let us share some bonus tips on networking. So how should you network when you are looking for a job? So be active on LinkedIn, because a lot of jobs are also posted over there. If you do not have a profile on LinkedIn, please set it up. There are a lot of videos on YouTube which shows you how to build a profile on LinkedIn, or maybe we can do a workshop on that some other day, a webinar. So please build your LinkedIn and be active over there. What do I mean by saying be active? Log into LinkedIn and see what is going on. Check if there are jobs posted. Uh, Request to be connected with the HRs of certain companies, or follow certain companies on LinkedIn in which you are interested to apply for jobs. Be active on Naukri, Monster, or any other job portal. So what do I again mean by being active on job portals? So I know about Naukri because I'm very active on that. I used to be very active on that portal when I was working as a corporate trainer. So Naukri kind of puts the resumes below if you get inactive. Okay, so if a recruiter is checking and you have not logged in for a month, then your resume will not be right up for a recruiter. Okay, so be active, log in, log out, make some changes on your resume. Do maybe you want to read some articles. So please be active on these job portals. Keep in touch with your college placement officer. So I'm sure if you have not yet passed out, you would have a placement cell. Be in touch with them. Also keep in touch with other alumni from your college. So I heard somebody post a question that my senior mentioned this about the paid internship. Do I have to do this or that? So yeah, they were correct. So do not mention the word paid over there, but you can still mention the internship details. So do keep in touch with them. Maybe because they are seniors, they're already doing a job in your dream company, so they would be able to tell you whether there is an opening in their company or not. So be in touch with them. Let us move on to the next slide and see what we have learned today. Let us quickly summarize the points, and we are right on time. We have 3 more minutes to go.
Yeah, Madhurima,
So these
audience are asking, please drag the session for another 30 minutes. We want more information from you.
Wow, I will take that as a compliment. See, guys, I told you, right? We at bitLabs are the best when it comes to the job industry or job readiness. So, oh, also, can I mention that I have joined a tech club in the resume? Sure, it can go under extracurricular activities, Mohammed. So yeah, Rakesh, that is wonderful. The audience wants another half an hour. So
Yes.
I would say that we would keep having these workshops. So follow us on our social media platforms, and we are going to display that in a while. So you would know when is the next time we are going to have such a webinar. And I'm so thrilled and so happy to know you want another extra 30-minute session. That is so sweet, Rakesh, of them. Really, right?
Yes, Madhurima.
Shubham asks, can we have margins? I don't know what you mean by that, but if you're trying to say if you have an outline, yes, you can have that. Sorry, Rakesh, couldn't hear you.
Yeah, one of the students she have asked about the bitLabs program, Madhurima. Maybe they can visit our website for more details about the program.
Sure. So please visit bitlabs.in, our website, and we will just quickly finish this slide, and then we can move on to that QR code so you can scan and see our trial version. And Rakesh, if we have still another minute, you may like to summarize about the program. Would you like to
Yes.
do that? Okay, great. Sheikh says, ma'am, such a beautiful session. Thank you, Sheikh. You made my day. Can I place my internship project and academic project under same category named as, oops, it went up. Same category named projects? Yes, you can. Sorry, what did you say? 1 second. My internship and academic project. Uh, so I would say for the internship, keep it separate and put it under internship. If you want to mention any academic project, you can put it. If it was a great hit, you can put it under achievements. Otherwise, you can also mention this in your extracurricular activities if you just did it out of a hobby. Okay. So let us quickly look at the slide. So always display your profile picture, have a profile summary instead of a career objective, showcase your academic details in a tabular format, Maintain uniform font size, type, and color. Again, color, please stick with blue, shades of blue and gray, and mention your contact details. Let us quickly show them our social media handles. So you will get your resume template link in the WhatsApp group. So please watch out for that. And please, by the end of next week, I would like all of you to complete and build your resume. Okay.
Hey, before we end this session, I guess I just wanted to hear from everybody on the call. Did you guys like this session? If you like this session, please just put a thumbs up in the chat window. We'd like to see your feedback, because the more feedback we get, the more sessions like these we can do. Excellent. Thanks for all the thumbs up, guys.
Wow. Okay, let me just start
Take
my
a snapshot
video.
of this or something.
Yeah, please. And Rakesh, can we have a picture with maybe everybody's names? Maybe you may like to put that on our social media handles, if that is okay.
Yes.
It is so great to hear that a lot of you people are getting something of value, something of to learn from this session. It is phenomenal. Thank you, everybody, and thank you, Madhurima, as well.
Thank you, Sridhar. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I really enjoyed myself. We thankful for providing your valuable time with us. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Mahesh. That was so sweet. Thank you so much for the wonderful session. Thank you for the session, ma'am. Thank you so much. Ma'am, how can we find more sessions from you? So please follow us on our social media handles. Rupa, if you would like to pull up that page, please, I'm sure you would be sitting with a notebook. So please make a note and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Insta, and also go to our website. And Rakesh, would you like to answer that one question about our courses that somebody popped up?
Yeah, Saujanya has asked that question, Madhurima. Saujanya, right now we are offering full stack developer course, Saujanya. So you can get more details on our website, or you can reach us on 9966662524.
Would you like to put it in the chat box, Rakesh,
Yeah.
so that people can copy it? Manohar says, thank you, ma'am. It was really helpful. I am confident in creating a resume now. Manohar, I'm so happy to see this message. I'm so glad that the 90 minutes was so helpful that you feel confident now. I'm so happy that I was able to add some value.
And we are giving a special discount for the attendees today. So whoever contact today, they'll be given 20% discount on our program. So you please contact immediately after the session.
If I was a part of the audience like you, I would definitely, call up Rakesh on that number and say, Rakesh, when can I sign up? So I hope all of you were able to make a note of our social media handles. Rupa, would you like to show them the QR code slide once again? So in case they missed out on taking a screenshot of that, they may like to do it now. And a lot of people joined later also, I think.
Sure, Madhurima. And just wanted to inform the participants that this training program is for you to become a versatile full stack developer. And if you take up a couple of our assessments, you will further qualify for a very good offer that we have minimal initiation fee and pay later scheme.
Wow, Rupa, thank you.
And moreover, we are providing 100% job guarantee to you.
I wish bitLabs was there when I was a fresher. Santoshi says, you're so helpful and patiently clarifying our doubts. Thank you. Thank you, Santoshi, for joining us.
So this is what we do. We have a training program to make you a full stack developer, and we provide internship with our parent company, that's Symphonize, which is based out of Vijayawada and US. And we also have a hiring partnership with a whole list of companies. for all engineering students, this is a 100% job guarantee program, and we have already placed engineers with Symphonize. And if you want to avail of our special offers, please definitely go here, and you have the form where you can register immediately and talk to Rakesh, who's also on the call. Or you can call this number, or you can scan this QR code, and we will provide you a couple of freebies. That is, one is the free trial. It's a sneak peek into our training. It's a very unique program, a lot of interactivity, a lot of practical. Sorry, I'm echoing.
Rupa, there is a question from Sheikh. He asks, in full stack web developer, what will you train, ma'am?
We have 12 technologies that we train you on, but the way we train is on different levels. We start with foundation, beginners, intermediate, and advanced. And it's not only full stack developer program. We also provide you training on soft skills.
Saujanya is asking, ma'am, if we can join in bitLabs course, will we get 100% job? Yes, Saujanya, you'll be getting 100% job guarantee.
Guys, that's what we've mentioned here, 100% job guarantee.
And Madhurima Sushmita is asking, can we have a webinar on LinkedIn profile building?
Sure, Sushmita. So we will go ahead. I mean, if you think that will help you, we can definitely see to have that arranged. So give us some time and keep us. I mean, follow us on our social media so that you would know when that webinar is ready. Rupa, also Sheikh is asking if are you going to provide some frameworks about the full stack developer training, and can you send us the syllabus in the chat box? This is a question from Sheikh.
Yes, you have the syllabus on our website, but we can send it as a PDF as well. Definitely, Sheikh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we can maybe send that in the WhatsApp group.
Oh yeah, I would recommend all of you to stay connected on the WhatsApp group. We have recently, our co-founders given an interview for Suman TV Education YouTube. So we will share that too on the WhatsApp group. And Rakesh, we have testimonials from our existing learners, right? We could share that too.
Yes, yes.
There is another valid question from Sai Shiva. He asks, is full stack web developer only for engineering students?
Right now, yes, but if you are very keen on software programming, do contact Rakesh or me. Yeah.
The next one for you, Rupa, is the training online or offline?
This is a blended learning. So largely all your training content is available on the platform, the learning management system, that's e-learning. It is very interactive. We do have virtual sessions, and due to the pandemic, we've all moved online, but we do have our office in Vijayawada. So you could, once the lockdown is lifted or curfew is lifted, you can walk into office. You can schedule doubt clarification sessions with our mentors. We will have boot camps. We'll have sessions in the office as well. But it is a blended learning approach, and that's the way to go. I hope that.
Saujanya is asking. Sorry.
Yes, Madhurima.
Saujanya is asking, ma'am, please send today's class webinar PDF in our WhatsApp group.
This is a live session, so we are not sharing a recording of the session, if that's what you're asking for.
They're asking for the presentation, I think, the PPT file.
Presentation. Okay, this is more for the live webinar, but we will be sharing the template with all of you. Any specific?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, one of our existing learner, Venkata Krishna, is telling we enjoyed a lot through learning in bitLabs. Thank you, Venkata Krishna.
Thanks, Krishna, and we are expecting a lot from you. So all the best.
Yeah, Sai Siva is asking, I'm from Vijayawada. Can you tell me where is the office located? Like Sai Siva, our office is very near to Loyola College. Maybe you can call us on the number which I have provided before, 9966662524.
Yeah,
By that,
yeah, sorry to
logged
interrupt,
on in the
Rakesh.
website, you can come to our office using. You can visit us anytime.
Yeah, and you don't have to wait for that. You can watch our Suman TV interview. The office, we have scanned our office so you can see our office. It's a 100-seater office, and it is very professional and lovely office to work in.
I would just like to confirm with the participants that they were able to take a screenshot of this QR code. So if you can type a yes to this in the chat box, it would be wonderful.
Yeah, so what you will get in this free trial is you will get to see 2 topics from Java Foundation, Front-End Foundation, and 2 topics from our soft skill training. So a special sneak peek into our training program.
So
And
please take the screenshot.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rupa, please go ahead.
No worries. And what we'll also provide is 2 assessments, one 15-minute and the other is 30-minute assessment. So take your time, have a notepad, pen, pencil, and a calculator. Spend time and answer the assessment. So you will qualify, hopefully, for our really special plan that's on this month.
Kumari says, thank you so much. You people are providing good opportunities to us. Thank you, Kumari. And we would definitely want you to avail the free trial that we are offering right now.
Right, and keep an eye out for the upcoming Python webinar and several other webinars from Madhurima as well. And
yeah, we will also do a LinkedIn webinar. Since that was a very good suggestion, so we'll also do one of those.
Yeah, and Sridhar,
I'm so
few
looking
words
forward
from
to it.
you. I'm sorry we didn't introduce you. Sridhar Tatwarti is one of our co-founders. Sridhar, could you please say a few words to the group here?
Okay, I just the only thing I want to say is this. I was a BTech student also, and I now have a 20 years of industry experience in IT, and I know the struggles that BTech students and BTech recent graduates go through to find a job. Okay, that this is the exact sole reason why we set up bitLabs, is to help recent graduates and maybe even final year students prepare themselves so that they can get a job immediately after graduating. Okay, so by the time you graduate your college, you have a job. Imagine that. By the time you graduate, you have a job. Okay, it is a luxury for many people, and what we are providing is exactly that. You graduate, you have a job in your hand. Okay, so if you want more information, please call us. We're happy to give you more information. But the one big difference between us and any other training institute, okay, it is we pride ourselves on the 100% guarantee. Nobody else can guarantee that, because we have been in the industry serving IT customers for a very long time. So we know exactly what companies are looking for, what skills companies are looking for. So we place people all the time, and we see that there is a lack of quality candidates in the job market for full stack development. So I am 100% confident that if anyone that finishes this program, we have a lot of students already joined the program. Anybody that goes through the program will be employed like hotcakes. Okay, like literally, like hotcakes. Basically, as soon as they're done, even before they're done with the program, we'll start marketing them, and they will get placed. Like Venkata Krishna is in the course already. I see a few more names here that are already in the program. All those people, once you guys are done, a job is practically assured. I am that confident about our teaching methodology and the content and the training we're providing, and especially internship. We give you internship, a practical, real world internship. So I'm beyond 100% confident that we will get you a job by the time you finish it. So for all those that already joined the program, this is probably the first time you're hearing from me. If we plan to have a session internally with just the new joinees later on. But welcome to bitLabs from my side. And for everybody else, if you're interested, if you have a passion in software development, call us. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for
much.
attending, everybody.
Thank you so much, Shiva.